make shirts! Smiling Friends is a show on television. A television show, if you will. On adult cartoons specifically. Common tradition amongst adult cartoons is to have some kind of detail in its theme song that's changed every episode. Futurama shows a different tagline and public domain cartoon every time. American Dad has either a different newspaper headline or different Roger costume depending on what season you're watching. Bob's Burgers changes the store on the right and exterminator truck. And the Yellow Family Variety Hour has like a billion that are iconic enough that I don't gotta talk about them. Since Smiling Friends' theme song is just... and that's literally it. Instead, they have their gag in the end credits. Each episode ends with a memorial for a different, grotesquely photoshopped image meant to be a fictional person who was killed. Then they died, and now they're dead. To death. And if you read the title, I'm going to rank all 17 of the ones that currently exist from worst to best. I'm not waiting for season 3. I had the idea now, and I want to make it now. Waiting is gay! Number 17. Simon S. Salty is the weakest for me because they really just went, oh, him dying's a big thing in the episode, just put him there, or fucking whatever. I can only get so mad at a joke picture that's not even on screen for a full second, but since the rest of these are either a whole new made-up character or they tie into the episode in better ways, this one's gotta be at the bottom. Picture's at least funny, even though I can't tell if they edited this one or not, which that honestly makes it funnier. Number 16. Elmer Edgar E. Evans is this low just because I've seen actual old dudes in real life who just look like this, so whatever they did to edit this one doesn't really do it for me personally. This is one of 3 of these things where the wiki doesn't know who that's a picture of, and that's the only other thing I have to say about this one. Next! Number 15, we're already at the sort of middle point that these lists usually have where I don't really have anything to say about these besides just, it's kind of funny. And of all these, Quentin the Animal Willington is the one I find just the least funny. I like his stupid goiter and acne and the fact that somehow they turned a picture of Michael Cusack into this, but I just think the rest are funnier, that's it. Number 14, Shpjorngur Splom is more blatantly Michael Cusack if you want to compare this to the last one just to see how far they went with that. This one might not be as bizarre, but the camera red, eye flash ridden 1,000-yard stare perfectly fits whatever hellish flesh room this guy seems to be trapped in. Like, I mean, I'd make that face if I were trapped there. And all that just gives me more to talk about than the last one, that's why it's higher. Number 13, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. This is a picture of series composer Brendan Caulfield. Might not look like much, but looking closely at it for the first time has shown me that for some reason that face is just plastered on like a vinyl record, so it gets this high because I want to know what kind of music is on this thing. What will I hear if I put that in my record player? Number 12, Squibbity Dee Squibbity Doo. This looks like someone I know. I just can't pinpoint who. This is the second one the wiki can't identify. They just think it's like a 3D model. But fuck no, that is clearly a picture of somebody. What do you mean? Number 11 looks way more like it was drawn or modeled, but apparently Sick Little Freak is a picture of William Street producer Cameron Tang. He just looks misunderstood. Like, I don't get freak vibes from him, more so that he's just too fed up with his life to care about hygiene or pretty much anything else. Like, he doesn't have the drive to be a sick little freak. Poor dude's just giving up. He's definitely a chronic masturbator, though. Maybe that's what the name refers to. Number 10. Dr. Terrence Nimbuon II is just vile. This is the real sick freak. Somehow that's Abed Geith, the guy who played Tyler. Genuinely, how the fuck do they get from that to this? I want to move on. Get this thing off the screen. Number 9. So when it comes to using characters from the episode for one of these, it seems like there's the good one, which we'll get to, but you've probably already sussed out what it is. The bad, and then the middling one. That middling one would be Xenor, the mentally ill alien. Pim and Charlie lie and say they know this guy to try and get on the alien's good side, and it turns out he's dead. He mainly just doesn't look like the party bro he's hyped up as in the episode, but that smile is definitely the one of a mentally ill person who's trying to act like they're fine. It's got that AI generated type of shine to it. Don't know if it actually is or not, but I'm still gonna be a snob ass bitch and deduct points for that. They edited a picture of director and artist David Hootsell for this, which I want to take some time to mention. He goes by Shiglu online if you recognize that name at all. And he's done fan animations for this sort of Newgrounds crew that makes up most of the staff, and now he works on their show with them. That's something really cool that I never see brought up when people talk about all the talented internet artists that work on the show. Number 8. Sir Oliver Peanut is an edited picture of Newgrounds creator Tom Fulp. He just looks like he's happy to be here. My epic game theory is that this is the founder of whatever peanut company this guy's in charge of now, having entrusted it to him after he died. Number 7, our darling daughter and mother of 2, Smelina from Arizona. Not sure how to feel about them just shoving their own daughter in here. I think the darling part of the name might be a bit biased for that reason, but it's a funny lol name which saves it. Also, this is a picture of Christina Jaxie Tomar, so let's throw her a bone after all the unspeakable horrors her husband has put her through. Number 6, Lieutenant Damien Xavier Cowap is the only one of these to be named after the person he's a picture of. That being Mike Cowap, producer at Princess Bento, which handles the show's animation. Gotta respect the man in uniform, of course, but I love the fact that since this is from season 1 and it premiered in 2022, that means they just went ahead and predicted the year this guy would die. Let's hope they were wrong. The lieutenant would be dearly missed if it were true. Number 5, the OG Jonathan Q. Shrimpling, a picture of Adam Polowian, artist from The Bob and pickpocketing extraordinaire. He's mostly carried by just being the one to start all this. I respect him more than I really like him. But I will say, something I just picked up on is that the shrimp part of his name adds some credence to Pim's logic at the end of that other episode. Turns out there are people with shrimp in their name that aren't actually shrimp. It's entirely within reason for him to think that. He still needs his eyes checked, like, really bad. It's not a joke. Number 4, the average smiling friends. Wait, that's a real picture of me. How did they get that? I didn't die when I was less than a year. What the fuck? Number 3, Smormu James Carter. Yeah, this is the one. This is how you tie one of these into the episode. It's the perfect gut punch to be teased with the promise of a new character, only to have him ripped away from you at the last minute. Yurik Salibar's Smiling Friends review explains this way more in depth, and I know how annoying it is when someone just parrots an opinion from a YouTube video they watched and they have nothing new to add about it. So just go watch that to understand why this is so good. This is number 2. The California Silly Billy Sex Pest is this high for being genuinely unnerving. I know it might look a bit too much like that one overused zombie girl face that's like the first result when you type scary face into Google, but dude, that smile directly aimed at you more than makes up for that. Second off, this is the final unknown person. They don't know who this is. What exactly she's implied to do is not only one of the worst things that could happen to a person, but the goofy nickname they gave her implies that she's pretty dismissed by authorities and not taken nearly as seriously as she should be, an all too common reality for victims of this sort of thing. And finally, she's still alive. She's out there, and unlike the lieutenant, there's no telling that she'll die anytime soon. If you're out in California, be absolutely careful. You'll never be truly safe as long as the California Silly Billy Sex Pest is allowed to roam free. And finally, we make it to number 1, the 2 mysterious lovers inviting you to their secret fort. That's apparently Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack that this is an edited picture of. This one's at the top of the list for a pretty elaborate reason. It almost tells a story, and a really heartfelt one. These 2 wanted to invite you to their secret fort. These 2 trusted and cared about you enough to share something incredibly personal to them. You and them clearly had a strong bond and held each other in strong regard. These could have gone on to be some of your closest friends. All the fun you'd have, all the ways you'd help each other when you need it, the comfort of having 2 more people to share the joys of life with and brave the harsh, unforgiving world with. But it never came to be. The lovers' lives were tragically cut short, and you never did get to go to that secret fort. You'll never know your friends any more than you already did. All that potential gone before you even realize it. You can still find someone who understands and treasures you just as much, if not more. Hopefully you already have people in your life who do. But you'll never shake off the idea of what could have been. The empty hole left by a missed opportunity. The fact that the 2 mysterious lovers inviting you to their secret fort will always be mysterious, and their secret fort will remain a secret forever. My only minor nitpick here is that since this specific one comes from Brother's Egg, an episode where the whole theme is about how important the bond between brothers is, it was a bit of a missed opportunity to have them be the 2 mysterious brothers instead. I'm not like morally objecting to them being lovers or anything like that. I'm not a chud. Ugh. I just think brothers better suits the context. And even then, it doesn't take away from anything I said. No matter what kind of relationship it is, this simple joke memorial unintentionally managed to touch on something incredibly profound and human. And I know, it's so much of a stretch. I should be a yoga instructor, but I don't care, dude. The whole fun of art is that there's so much you could take away from one thing that some of it can seem really baffling, whatever. And the two mysterious lovers inviting you to their secret fort easily offers the most to talk about out of any of these, so it earns its spot as the #1 Smiling Friends memorial gag. And that's all there is to it. This is the first time I've done one of these. Of course, I'm not going to know how to end it. But I don't know. Since we spent the whole video talking about dead people, I'll just say, I mean, I know it's really overdone to give the whole spiel about cherishing those close to you because you could lose them at any time, whatever. So if I could try and add something new to it, you should cherish the people you aren't as close to as well. Anyone who even has the smallest positive impact on your life, lest you end up in a similar situation to the two mysterious lovers inviting you to their secret fort. So maybe I do know how to end this. Let's give all these guys a proper moment of silence. Except the silly Billy sex pest. Fuck that bitch. Also, she's not even dead. But as for the rest of them, may they rest in peace.